Hey friends, Joe Owens, good morning. How are you today? Here we are. I wanted to come out and throw a few baits on this lake in central New Jersey today. This is kind of going to be a treat for me today. This is a lake I've never been to before. I was told there was bass here, but I'm not sure. But let me kind of show you the lake, see what you think. Looks beautiful, right? Gorgeous. Morning's just waking up. Got the little kayak here. Got 4 fishing rods in there. Got my little pack. Got a few storage tackle compartments there. But isn't this pretty? But all right, stick with us. I'm going to put the kayak in the water and get to an area and we'll start fishing. Okay guys, I got a small one on. Check this out here. Well, see what we're doing. Okay, now this is a lake I've never been to before. Let's check him out here. Oh, how's that? Make sure you can see him there. Oh yeah, looks like he liked the 6th Sense little shallow square bill there this morning. You know, I'll tell you what. If when you go to any new lake, nice little healthy bass right there. Thank you, buddy. Okay, we've been fishing about 15 minutes, and so far this morning. Just give you a heads up on what we're throwing. Again, this is a brand new lake for us. Have never been here before, never even seen this lake. A guy that I know that I actually work with told me, he said, well, Joe, I believe there's some bass in there, but we know now for sure that there's at least one. But whenever you come to a new body of water, if you're not sure what to throw, a crankbait, a small crankbait, and then you can see here I got one of our custom spinner baits. Now, honestly, this is a spinner bait here with this big thumper blade that's better designed for real early spring and cold water. But the water here this morning, just by the color of it, kind of a darker colored water, almost a tonic color. So I thought we'd throw this blade here a little bit. We'll see how that goes. But if you come to a body of water that you're not sure what to throw, a spinner bait, a small square bill, and some type of jerk bait, whether it's a hard or soft jerk bait, is typically going to be, you know, it's going to be a good starting bait, because those baits will allow you to do a few things. First and foremost, they'll allow you to cover quite a bit of water in a pretty efficient and timely manner. But it will also give you the benefit. I really got to buy me a kayak that's got some paddles. That's all there is to it. I promised myself I was going to, and I just haven't got around to it. Checking them out and seeing you know, what the best options are there. But anytime that you're fishing a natural kind of shallow water lake like this that's got some vegetation in it, a little bit darker water, a square bill is usually a good option, because it'll allow you to cover quite a bit of water. They're an easy bait to tune, meaning that they typically run straight right out of the box, and they also have kind of a shallower wide wobble to them, which in shallower water with submergent and emergent vegetation is a good option. So we'll stick with this square bill here for a few minutes, and if we don't get any more fish, by looking at this water, I'm thinking that a smaller topwater, maybe a popper or one of our weightless worms, that'll be a good bait in here too, and we will definitely fish that later today. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to turn that on and share that with you. First bass of the day, not a bad bass. Beautiful little lake here, though. This is just gorgeous here, and I'm going to shut this off till we get another fish. Okay, guys. Joe Owens here, back with you at Joeowenscustombaits.com on this new, beautiful lake. Got to say, Rico topwater bait tied on this morning. You know, excuse me, got a little bit of a cold right now. Several people have asked me recently, you know, how exactly do you fish a Rico topwater popper? So I want to show you. Just so you know, obviously this is a bait casting rod, 7-foot medium action rod. You don't want a heavy action rod because you want a nice soft tip on it. Also, the line that I'm throwing, this is 16-pound Gamma monofilament. You don't want to throw fluorocarbon on a topwater, but what you want to do is keep your rod tip up, just a little bit of slack, just give it a couple of taps like that. Then occasionally, just let it sit for just a minute. You will be shocked at how many really big fish just blast this thing while the bait is sitting there. That sounds like my sweet, sexy, gorgeous hunk of honey checking in this morning, making sure that I'm okay. She has been a little concerned about me because I've been feeling a little bit under the weather with this cold, which is really strange because I'm not really a person that gets sick very often. But earlier this week, man, I'm telling you, I just got an absolute physical beat down. And for the last couple of days, for me, by my standards, I have really been under the weather. But I just wanted to make a few casts here with this Rico and show you how I'm fishing it. And you will notice also that on cloudy days like it is today, cloudy, just a little bit of rain, got a big old beautiful goose down there, that I will give it more like just here. I'll show you right here, just a couple little twitches like that, then let it set for just a minute on darker days like this. Now when it's bright and it's warmer and the water's calm like this and the sun's out, I will kind of keep it going like this, you know, kind of keep that bait moving with just a periodic stop. Or if I see bass busting shad on the surface, I'll fish it faster like this. But typically, I'll make one more cast here, and then I'm gonna shut this off so I can check it on my hunk of honey. Now notice here, you got 3 to 6 inches of slack in the line, maybe just a little bit more than that. Start it out, just give it a couple of subtle twitches. Same thing, keep your rod tip up. That way if a fish comes up and slams that bait and takes it down, he will automatically set the hook on you before you can even react to it, and that'll keep the fish on there for you. But you see how subtle that is? You don't want to get real carried away with it. You don't want to be, you know, trying to make this out to make the kind of noise and commotion you get with a big prop bait or a buzz bait or anything like that. This is a subtle presentation. And the reason it's so effective is because of the sound that this bait makes. But anyway, hopefully that's a good tip for you. We'll get back on it later on today and I'll show you some more. Thank you. All right, guys. Joe Owens back with you here with Joeowenscustombaits.com. Got a good looking area here. Fishing a couple of different topwater baits right now here. Boy, that's good looking water right there. There should really be a bass come up and just hammer this thing. See that big old beautiful, I can't tell if it's a goose or a stork from here. Here, bass. All right, let's try to reposition here just a little bit. You know, I keep saying that I'm going to break down and buy me another kayak, you know, one that's got foot pedals. And I really wish that I would have realized what an inconvenience it is to fish out of a kayak that doesn't have pedals, because I would have absolutely bought my wife Sally and I both one. And I'm going to have to break down and do that this year. Makes it so much easier, you know, to be able to navigate and put the kayak where it needs to be. I mean, it's really not too bad of an issue today because there's really no breeze or wind or anything out here. But, you know, you get out here when you have a breeze and stuff, and you pretty much got to have that. Okay, I'll tell you what, we're gonna set that little popper down there for just a minute, and put this guy away here for a sec. One of the things that I love fishing in a situation like this is I love fishing, you know, rubber frog type baits. I've caught so many fish over the years on these, and you know, the presentations on this is really simple. I got 16-pound Gamma line on here. This is just a screw lock 4/0 extra wide gap hook. Just, you know, kind of Texas rig it there. What you actually do is screw it into the head there with the little screw lock. But, you know, there's a lot of different ways you can throw fish these. You can throw it out there, and you can just kind of similar to the way that you would fish a buzz bait, and there are days when this is a great way to catch a lot of fish. You know, just kind of pulling it back like that. Keep your rod tip up. That way when the fish takes it, you'll be in a position to set the hook. But this is there's a small, you dog. That's just a little guy. If that was a big fish, we would have had him. Yeah, but still fun nonetheless. But anyway, you get the gist there, obviously. But just pull it back like this. With any bait like this, what you want to do, in my opinion, not only is it important to keep your rod tip up, but another thing that's crucially important is make sure that you want to fish these baits when you're fishing them in this manner. I'll show you another way to fish them here in just a minute, but when you're fishing them in this manner, you want to keep that bait coming back as slow as you possibly can and maintain, and making sure that it stays on the top. You don't want to like really just fish it too fast right here. And if that would have been a bigger fish, he would obviously taken the whole bait. I never felt that fish, which tells me he just had either a small fish or he had the back half of the bait. But that's a good way to fish these. And you can also, when you get in an area where you're where you're actually pitching it back into the cover, you can kind of just twitch these real subtle, twitch and stop, kind of throw it back in here and show you a little bit. Kind of like an area like right there, just kind of pull it 4 or 5 inches, let it sink just a little bit, 4 or 5 inches, let it sink just a little bit. And if there's a fish there and they plan on hitting that, they'll usually just blast it. I mean, it's, there's no magical formula to it. It's just a matter of just, getting in the right spot there, moving it just a little bit, stopping it. I personally like to fish them on the top. And man, I'll tell you what, in and around cattails like this, in another way that this bait just really excels, especially at catching big fish, is when you're fishing these in and around pads. It's one of my favorite ways to fish. But now, it's a different ball game though when you're fishing these frogs in and around pads, because you got the pad stems. You have to throw them on like a heavy action or even a heavy action frogging rod. And when I'm doing that, I throw them on nothing but Gama braid, usually either 50 or 65 pound, depending on how big the fish are in an area. And that's just then you're just kind of winching them out. Then it's kind of, you're just kind of horsing them out. Wow, man, I really like the look of this. I thought we might be getting just a little bit shallow back here. I'm really not sure, because like I said, I've never been to this lake before, but I can tell you this, from what I've seen this morning, I like it. I've caught 3 fish so far, and each one of them been nice. Let's see how deep we are here. No, not very deep at all. You got like 2 foot of water depth right there. You can see my frog, he's swimming in the mud there. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this around and start working our way out. And that water being that shallow right there, that's another indication to me, especially coming into summer, that was a small fish right there. So we'll go ahead and start easing out here a little bit and fish our way back out here. And when we get another fish on, I'll turn this camera back on. Hey friends, Joe Owens here with Joeowenscustombaits.com. You ever get into a situation where you're not sure whether to throw a spinner bait or a buzz bait or a soft jerk bait, but some type of action similar to those would be a good alternative? Well, I want to show you a little bait that I started fishing a number of years ago. And in a lot of situations like that, this is a dynamite bait. This is a 4/0 screw lock Gamakatsu hook. And this here is a 4-inch Reactions Innovations. They call it a Sweet Beaver. And one of the things about this, when you first buy these, it tells molded together like this, but you just want to pull it apart like this. And this bait's not only a fantastic trailer for jigs, but when you're in a shallow situation like this, there's a number of different ways you can fish this bait to really catch some fish. And I want to show you a couple real quick, because it's not only weedless, but you can fish this in the same type manner that you would fish a buzz bait or a spinner bait. So let me show you here. Okay, you just saw the rig there, and we got this on 12-pound Gama line. Okay, what I like to do is I'll throw it out like this. Okay, pull it 4 or 5 feet, give it just a brief pause, keep your rod tip up so that when a fish hits it, see, but you see how, and you got the legs really kicking up a lot of water there, similar to fishing a buzzbait. But obviously, it's not only completely weedless fishing it like this, but you want to give it a brief little pause too. A lot of times you'll get fish following it, and when you give it that brief little pause, they'll smack it. So that's one way that you can fish this bait. And then the other way is just to fish it just exactly like this here, like you were fishing a buzzbait. And there are times when this is really a good presentation. So it's something that if I was you, I would incorporate it into your fishing. Caught a lot of big largemouths like this. I've also caught a few good smallies on this rig setup like this as well. It's a fun way to fish, I'll tell you that, especially when they come out there and just smack it. We'll give it a couple more casts here. Hopefully be able to get a fish on here to show you. Usually when a bigger fish hits this too, there's really, you don't really even need to set the hook because they'll usually just take the whole bait and just take it down, you know, and kind of set the hook on themselves as they go away. But you know, you don't need to kind of Babe Ruth it and try to pull a fish out of 10 feet out of the water. But anyway, that's a tip for you that I hope helps you out. And we're going to go ahead and move here a little bit, and we'll keep fishing. Well, guys, we got number 5, but I think it's a small fish. In fact, I know it is. Oh my heavens, look at this. Are you kidding me? Dude, what are you doing? Crappie? You kidding me? Come on. Stop. Just stop. It's a good thing for you. Hunk of Honey's not here. If Hunk of Honey was here, you'd be going home getting in the skillet tonight. I didn't even know that they had a bass or crappie in this lake. I mean, a guy told me that they did. Whoa, I'm sorry. Well, guys, how about that? Okay, well, that was fish number 5 that we put in the little kayak here. I actually had 2 other fish on. So that's 7 fish we've had on this morning in this brand new lake I've never been to here in New Jersey before. But it's a beautiful little lake. Seems to be very productive thus far. And just enjoying this gorgeous morning out here and enjoying the beautiful weather and being able to come out here and catch or release a few fish and just enjoy this. I guess I ticked that duck off when I caught his crappie there. He's like, dude, 12 bucks. 12 bucks and secrets to where all the big bass are if you give me the crappie for breakfast. But, you know, I'm sorry. If Hunk of Honey's not here, we're not going to keep any fish. And my wife loves to eat fish. And, you know, so we, when we can get them, a crappie or walleye, you know, is what we prefer. But more times than not, we eat saltwater fish, you know. I try to always make sure I release the bass, you know. It just, I guess, you know, that comes with, you know, 25 years of guiding and fishing tournaments, you know. But the old, unbelievable Rico strikes again. I'm telling you, this bait really is. It's a magical bait. It really is. This is a baby bass color here. You can tell the paint's all beat up and tore off the side there. Doesn't even matter. The real magic in this bait, and it's something that a lot of people don't understand. You know, you go to like Tackle Warehouse or you go to Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's or you know, a lot of these retailers, and you know, when you like type in poppers, there's you know, literally 2 or 3 dozen. I'm telling you, as somebody that's spent a lot of time and a lot of money, there's something magical about the Labina Lures Rico. And I know what it is. It's a sound. You can fish this bait right next to any other topwater popper made, any of them. Ooh, there's a fish right there. And, you know, what is it they say? Proof's in the pudding? Well, guys, there's a pudding. But I'm telling you, oh, that's a pretty good fish right there, fellas. But it's the sound that the bait makes. You know, when I used to guide, I used to tell people all the time, and it's so important to realize this, that no matter what bait you're fishing, when you're choosing a bait to fish, you need to fish a bait that has a triggering quality. And what I mean by that is you can be throwing the nicest looking baits on the planet. And thank you, sweetheart. And it's not going to make any difference how good that bait looks if the fish won't commit to it. And that's what I mean by you know, fishing baits that have a triggering quality. On a Rico, it would be the sound. On the custom spinner baits that we make at Joeowenscustombaits, I'm telling you the truth, and I'm telling you from experience. The magic in our spinner baits is not just the color schemes that we use, but the blade designs that we use, creating the proper amount of water displacement. That is everything on a spinner bait. The pitching and flipping jigs that we make. It's, a combination of several different things, and the same with our bladed swim jigs. You know, we use only the finest quality products that money can buy, because we know that it makes a difference. So there you have it. I will make one more cast with this, and then I'm going to change this to another bait. Now, I don't know if it had made any difference, but I can tell you one thing. As I'm looking at this water, where we just caught that crappie and that bass right there, the water went from being like 3 feet deep to 6 or 7 feet deep. And in my opinion, that probably had something to do with it. Those fish are sitting on, you know, the fish, especially bass, their entire lives are spent in transition zones. And it could be, you know, moving from deeper to shallower water, could be moving from shallower to deeper water, could be where cattails end and you have lay down logs in the water, or say you're fishing a riprap bank and then all of a sudden, yeah, along that riprap bank there's an area that's got a couple of lay down logs. You always want to look for transition zones or something that's different, because those are the areas that'll not only hold big fish, but they'll hold numbers of fish. And you know, that's what you want, whether you're coming out you know, with a family member or by yourself for a day of just having fun on the water, or whether you're fishing a tournament, you're looking to weigh in a big sack. Look for things that are different. Spend the time to find the things that are different, and you'll be more successful. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut this off and put on another bait, and we'll see what happens here.